That's me recording on my camera for those other social media platforms. We're definitely recording. Yep, we're definitely live. Alright, let's go. Beautiful day in Marlborough. Hope that it's nice wherever you are tuning in around the world. Oops, sorry. Spritzer 2 there. Right. We're ad-libbing today. Normally I'll jot some ideas down. Often I'll rehearse parts of the show, believe it or not. Often I'll practice, but today I just want to speak from the heart. And we'll see how it goes. We'll find out what kind of man I am. I've already done the cue to my friends, but I'll do it again because I haven't done it for YouTube. I did it for Facebook before. So, this is when I get a cue from algorithm.
Shakespeare.
Thank you, algorithm. Shout out to the old Abba Dabba for tuning in. Love you, Abby. We will catch up soon. Alright, here we go. Ad-libbing. Shakespeare style. See how this turns out. Yes, I know. Thank you, Al. Kia ora, my friends. I, Benny Ward, am here in the garden for MML 94, the 94th consecutive episode of Monday Morning Live. Every single week, I'm here for you, the people. Just got an eyelash in the way. Get rid of that. Things that can happen on live TV. Who else is tuning in? I'll give you shout outs throughout the day. Love you from Gisborne. Ah, we've got a viewer in Gisborne. The old Abba Dabba. She must be there for work or something. I don't know. Anyway, normally we do live gardening. Normally we would have a joke of the week. Normally I would give you updates on things that are happening from the garden. I'll give you a couple of quick little updates. But really, it's an ad-libbed MML 94. Because really, I just want to tell you about my week. It's one of those weeks. You know when you have like, you know, remember that movie Groundhog Day? When Bill Murray wakes up and it's the same day over and over and over again. I often say, you know, you have these days where you wish it was like a Groundhog Day. You're like, well, I'd like to have that day over and over. Last week was a Groundhog Week. Because, does that make sense, Groundhog Week? Anyway, if I could have that week over, I could just do that again and again and again. A few flies just buzzing around. Again, ad-libbing on live TV, live whatever it is. Now the week started on Monday, as they do. But the week for me started with a very special Monday because last Monday was the 50th anniversary special of Saturday Night Live. Now, SNL is a huge inspiration for me, for MML, and it's one of the reasons why I do this show. The producer, Lorne Michaels, was a huge inspiration for Algorithm, our show's producer. And there was a couple of really touching, heartfelt tributes to some former cast members that are no longer with us. Adam Sandler got up and busted out a song, and it was amazing. It was really special, and you know, it's one of those moments where you just know that that moment is going to kind of live with you for the rest of your life. It takes a fair amount of courage to get up and perform in front of a live audience. I get to do it every single Monday. And I got to do it in person for quite a special audience on Wednesday. You see, everyone who knows me knows that I work at a farm out in Spring Creek, Golden Mile Produce. Shout out to my good friends Stephen and Sally. I've done a couple of sort of guided tours around the farm with a few different groups, but this week was a really special group. There was about 50 kids and about 20 parents, and all of the families are all homeschool families. So, for whatever reason, these parents have decided that they want to be responsible for everything that the kids learn. And they thought that it was important, well, it is important, but they felt like they wanted to come to the farm for a look around And I was the guy that got to give them a guided tour of the farm. So really special. These kids were all, there was a young baby, just a newborn. That's my baby impression. There was kids from age ranging in ages from about 4 to 12. The oldest was a wee guy, Connor, and he was like a little mini Benny. Awesome hair colour, same skin tone, or lack thereof, and he was asking questions. How do you germinate your seeds, and how do you do this, and how do you do that? And I said, oh, we do this, we do that, and it was really meaningful and special. I'm meandering a little bit on the point here, but the thing is that I got to show these guys what I do and show them that it's possible to grow your own food, for yourself, or to grow it as a market gardener. Speaking of markets, I got to do 2 markets last week. I always do the farmers market on Sunday morning at the AP Showgrounds from 9 until 12 at White Oak. But I got to do the Redwood Town market on Saturday. My good friend Stephen went away for a day or so he left me in charge of running the market on Saturday and running the stall at the market on Sunday. Essentially, you rock up to the farm very early in the morning. 6 o'clock was the call time, and you load up the truck, you load up the trailer, you put in the gazebos, you put in the tables, you put in the tablecloths, you put in all the produce, and then you rock up to the market and you just perform. You just put out the produce and you just sell it to locals. Really special for me because a lot of the things that I was selling at the market, I grew them, and this year grew them from seeds. We're selling bags of courgettes, and we planted the seeds directly into the ground just before Christmas. So really meaningful and really, really special. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Eliza. Very brave. She lost her first tooth this morning. When I say she lost her tooth, her first tooth came out. She didn't lose it. It's still, we know where it is. But very brave. It must be weird when you're a kid, just going through life and suddenly part of your mouth starts to fall out. Very brave for losing, shouldn't say losing her first tooth. Kind of reminds me, actually, just quickly, we'll see how this goes. When you say I lost something, it reminds me when I was living in Australia. I used to manage several clothing stores across Queensland. At one point I had 6 different stores, and I'd go to a different store each day. And one lady came into one of my stores one day and she said, I said to her, how's your day going? And she said, oh, not too good, I've just lost my husband. And I thought, this is going downhill. I went, oh, sorry, dear, I'm so sorry to hear that. Anyway, she said, yeah, he's around here somewhere, I've got no idea where he is. And I thought, oh God, that could have gone so much worse. A little bit like this show. Right, let's give you some updates. This is the marigold that we planted on 2 weeks ago. Look at it, it's going great. It's almost big enough to plant into a bigger pot. How do we know when it's time to plant into a bigger pot? Because you can see the roots coming out of the bottom of the pot. Chances are, if the roots are coming out the bottom, they've used up all the space available and it's time to go into a bigger pot. A little bit like our Love Lies bleeding. This is our amaranthus. We planted this six weeks ago here on the show, and that's probably ready for a bigger pot now, so we'll do that. We might do that next week, we'll see how we go. This is our Grow Your Own mushroom bag that I got from my friend Yarnish at the farmer's market. Now we've had this for 2 weeks. So a week ago there was nothing, and what he does, he punches these little holes into the bag before you buy it, and the mushrooms kind of burst out. You can see them there, starting to burst out. Looking good. Don't know if they'll be dinner tonight, but by this time tomorrow they would have doubled in size and they'll be ready to go. Right, let's have a drink of water. So a great week on the farm, doing this guided tour with these homeschool kids. It takes a fair amount of riz, I'm not going to lie, to basically stand up in front of 70-odd people and to show them what you do and to try and convey how significant and how much it means. It takes a fair bit of riz, takes a fair bit of courage. It takes a fair bit of commitment to do Monday Morning Live every single Monday. This is episode 94, building up to episode 100. Shout out to Mum, thanks for tuning in. What are we going to do for MML 100? I don't know. It's got to be something good. It's got to be something epic, something meaningful. One of my favourite things to do, this is probably just a bit of a tangent, but one of my favourite things when I studied horticulture at NMIT, we did an experiment and we grew so we grew herbs, we grew flowers, and we grew New Zealand natives. And we did them in all these different ways. I kind of tried to replicate that with one of my YouTube shows. It was called The Grow Off. It was a series of 6 shows. And that was when I managed to actually win the Grow Off. And so I just went ahead and crowned myself World Gardening Federation Champion. Title which is actually vacant. It was vacated by Reg McGundry, who held the title for 434 days. Exactly the same length of title reign as CM Punk had the WWE Championship. It's one of my little things. Reg McGundry vacated it. Uncle Brock basically stormed into Monday Morning Live after the show and reclaimed it. I got it back 2 weeks ago through some trickery, and we're looking now to crown a new World Gardening Federation champion. So what I think I'll do, I'll have another grow off and I'll do a series of experiments growing different plants, maybe herbs, something edible, maybe some flowers, and I'll have the different characters join us to participate in the grow off, and we'll see who is going to be the new World Gardening Federation champion. Speaking of champions, this week it's a happy birthday to Ric Flair. Let's try this. Woo! Still got it. Never lost it, baby. So happy birthday to Ric Flair. We've got Sammy with us today. This is the rock that came out of the hole we dug when we buried Sammy. We've got Bray with us. My brother's with us. This is the skull that he gave me for Christmas when I was about 6 years old. Who else is with us? You're all with us. You're here. I'm here. It's Monday Morning Live. And we're running out of time, believe it or not. It's almost been 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, my camera will cut off, so it stops recording. So I'll wrap it up. Thank you to each and everybody who came out to the Reedletown Market, to the Marlborough Farmers Market. Thank you for tuning in for Monday Morning Live. Thank you to everybody who joins me on my YouTube channel, internationally award-winning YouTube channel. I won a free subscription lifetime membership to the editing software because one of my videos won this international award. Don't mean to brag, but you know, it's just the kind of man I am. Reality is, folks, I'm just a man. I'm just a man trying to make my way in this crazy world. I get to do a job that I love, a job that's important, a job that's meaningful and significant. I get to speak to you every Monday morning. Thank you for joining me on this little journey. I, Benny Ward, can be found on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok by searching I, Benny Ward. Subscribe if you're on board. And I will see you next time in the garden. We should hear a little beep very soon, because that's been about 15 minutes. The camera's about to cut off. Thank you for joining me here in the garden. Oh, wait. What's that? It's the last blueberry.